Hello you guys, and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah, and today I have a minimalist winter favorites video. Back in the fall, a couple months ago, I put one of these together, not just telling you a list of products to buy, but just telling you things that I find are giving me value. Some of these are food items, some of these are actually things you buy, some of them are different YouTube channels here, so I want to share some of those with you in case they also will give you value. So to get started here, one of my favorite foods during winter is Brussels sprouts. Now with these, my preferred way of cooking them is to roast them in the oven with some basic seasoning, salt, pepper, etc. And I find that they are one of my favorites. I know for some, Brussels sprouts, maybe growing up, are a food that they don't really enjoy, but I think it comes down to how you prepare them, and roasting them is a great way to crisp them up, and they can be very versatile. Whatever seasonings you add can give them some delicious flavor, and I find they're delicious on their own just to snack on, but they also pair well with many other things, nice and cozy and warm. It's great because they're a cruciferous vegetable, just like broccoli and cauliflower, and those are immensely healthy. So Brussels sprouts are a favorite of mine. I actually have the oven right now preheating to roast some. Oh, that was aptly timed. That was the oven. I'll be right back. My next favorite of winter is that I'm finally starting to drink water with lemon juice in the morning. It's something I've been doing that I started here over my break time, and I am really enjoying it. It's not as bad as I thought since there's no sweetener at all. It's just water, and then I don't have like fresh lemons that I juice, but I have just a jar of lemon juice that I purchased, and I just pour a little bit of that in the glass of water. It's a really enjoyable way to hydrate myself, and I do feel better about it, and I know that it's helping my body as well. I don't know if this is part of the reason why I'm enjoying it, but also I got a pack of stainless steel straws, and I've never been much of a straw person ever, but I must admit it is kind of fun having the stainless steel straw there in the glass, and it just makes it easier to drink. So personally, that is one of my favorites. I do feel like winter is a time where I can get a lot of dry skin, but one thing that I especially enjoy, it's not new this winter, but I do have a dry brush. And with the dry brush, you actually don't use it like in the shower or anything like that, but some people do it before they shower, in the morning, at night, whatever. Personally, I do it before I go to bed, but basically you just brush, obviously just on skin, you brush in the direction towards your heart. And I find that this is really helpful to combat dry skin, especially when you've got dry skin that's kind of like itchy a little bit. And I find that in the winter, just there's less humidity. We are having the heat on in our homes or apartments, and that can dry us out a little bit. So this is a great way, I have found, to get rid of some of those dead skin cells and also leave soft skin. So typically, I guess like my night routine of it, I will use the dry brush and then just put on some lotion afterwards, and for me that's very helpful. I will put a couple links below to a dry brush if you're interested in looking it up. I suppose some of the other things I mentioned here, obviously, yes, I know I'm talking about products here, but there's no need at all to buy this if it's something that you don't need. I'm just telling you in case you're curious. I personally am not someone who has been super brand loyal ever really, but during the past couple of years I've definitely been very interested in trying different personal care products that are vegan, cruelty-free, more natural, trying to figure out the best ones. And sometimes products work really well and sometimes they haven't, and that's always kind of a bummer. One of which that I feel like I've probably tested out at least like 10 different brands has been deodorants, like vegan, natural deodorants. I found it really interesting that it was a nutritionfacts.org video I was watching. They were actually talking about how when we look at breast cancer in the US and just rates of women with breast cancer overall, the spot where the breast cancer tumors or cells are growing or like the worst, I'm not super technical right now with the video, but I will link that video below, is actually specifically the spot where people are putting on deodorant. So essentially they have found links to traditional brands of deodorants and breast cancer. So that being said, that like blew me away, just knowing that there was an exact link there. I mean, I knew having aluminum and some of the other items in deodorants, I knew it was not good, but to hear that link to breast cancer was really eye-opening to me. And so I was already kind of doing natural deodorants then, but definitely was something that I feel even more inspired about, especially since, you know, for so many of those standard deodorant brands, like the fact that they could be causing cancer or helping contribute to cancer is really frustrating, since that's not something that people are talking about as much. So a brand of deodorant I have found that I really like and that seems to work well and fits all of my goals for what I was looking for is Schmitz. So I just have a couple here. I guess the only thing they're not doing super well is just like zero waste, but there are actually little jars that would be recyclable, or more recyclable than these, I guess, since it wouldn't be plastic. But regardless, I found that it actually works. They smell good, although there's no artificial fragrance at all. There's no aluminum, they're vegan. I really like the brand, and actually, pro tip from my mom and sister, you can buy these at TJ Maxx or Marshall's for a much lower price. So both of these said they were initially $7, like full price, but they were both $4 at, this one was TJ Maxx, this one was Marshall's. I'm not too picky on the fragrance, or the, I guess, flavor that they are, or the scent that they are, but I have found these to work really well, because believe me, I've used so many deodorants that did not work very well and were pretty stinky after a while. But these I think are really great. So if you haven't tried out this brand and you're looking for a more natural deodorant option, highly recommend these. As far as some online recommendations, one site that I haven't just started using, but especially since I know many people are motivated to live more healthfully, and I know I'm always curious about the nutrition of foods I'm eating. If you haven't yet checked out Chronometer, it is an online, basically food journal. It is free. I know there's a paid version, but for me, the free version works just fine. And with Chronometer, you plug in the foods that you eat each day, as well as the activity, the physical activity that you have. And it keeps track of not just calories and those larger macronutrients, but pretty much every nutrient possible. And it charts it in a very easy way to understand by color coding things: that green that you're doing well, red that you're getting too much or not enough of, and yellow if you're kind of in the middle. And it's a great way to really inventory what you are eating and the nutrition of it. It can be very helpful to figure out what parts of your diet you are not getting enough of compared to parts you're getting too much of. So for me, it was definitely really helpful. And when you hover over the different nutrients, it actually shows you what foods that you ate contributed the most to that particular nutrient. So definitely something I'd recommend checking out if you're curious. And regardless of whatever, you know, diet or lifestyle you're following, I think it can be helpful just to know what is the nutritional breakdown of it. And then as far as a couple YouTube channels or videos that I've been enjoying, first of which, I am subscribed to the channel Turning Green, formerly Teens Turning Green, and it's an environmental group that I worked with in the past. The funny thing is actually, I was interning with them during 2013, and we did a couple videos then. I was kind of like their YouTube person back then. And what's funny, since some things haven't changed, you can actually still see like my face in the corner of their like channel banner from 2013. We did this like eco dorm project then, so there's actually still a picture from that, even though I haven't worked with them recently. But each year they do Project Green Challenge, which I've mentioned before on this channel, for high school students and college students to make their lives more environmentally friendly, more conscious. The winners of that get to attend these Project Green Challenge finals in San Francisco, and they invite speakers to talk to these individuals and their leaders in the environmental movement. And definitely, I always really enjoy each year when they post those speeches on YouTube. They don't really get a lot of views on the channel, but one in particular, I really love her work every year, Erin Schrody. She is a huge role model of mine. I was absolutely in love with her talk this year. She's someone who inspires me so much. She actually ran for Congress as the youngest person to ever run for Congress, youngest woman as well. And I thought that was really impressive. She didn't win, but that was really cool. And she does so much. She actually does. She takes action, and that's something I really admire about her. So I'm gonna link her talk below. As far as filming this, it's only gotten like 6 views, and it deserves to be seen by so many more people. So drawing our attention to that, like, she is such a role model to me, and inspires me to want to be my best self. Another YouTube video that I watched actually with Jake, I personally was not aware of this actor before, Justin Baldoni. He is on the show Jane the Virgin. Apparently, I don't watch that show, but he actually released a TED Talk very recently about being man enough and talking about masculinity and vulnerability, and I love his message. I know Jake was very interested by it as well, and so I'm going to link that below if you're interested. And then finally, I wanted to give a quick shout out to a friend of mine who also has a YouTube channel, Vince Leah. He's been very helpful to me, especially in the days where I was starting YouTube and really didn't know too much of what I was doing. He was very helpful in giving me some pointers and ways to improve my channel, resources to do, just tips for uploading videos and all of that. He recently hit 10,000 subscribers on his channel, and he's done a lot of really great videos about different healthy food options or vegan options at major grocery stores, different recipes, fitness inspiration. I really enjoy a lot of the content he posts, so if you haven't checked him out yet, you can do so. I'll also put the link to his channel below. So there you go. Those are some of my winter favorites, or favorites right now, that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know if you've got some other big favorites right now that you'd like to share in the comments below. That would be really cool. And if you enjoy minimalism or healthy living related videos, I do post several per week. You can subscribe to the channel here, and you can also check out past videos over here. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.